Hello and welcome to History's Cheat Sheet. Here we delve into history through bite-sized videos. If you're here to learn about the past and possibly be entertained at the same time, then stay a while and listen. I'm Martin and I'm thrilled that you joined us. This right here is the first ever video on this channel. Excited! Making history here. Anyways, we're about to embark on an epic journey, starting from the early days of humans and spanning to modern history. Also, a fun fact about your host here, I hail from a tiny European country called Estonia, so I'll also share some insights into Estonian history. But that's all down the line. So, any questions? Nope? Let's get started then. As you may know, world history is traditionally divided into 5 major periods: prehistoric, ancient history, Middle Ages, early modern, and modern eras. Today we begin with the Prehistoric Age. During this phase humans existed but hadn't yet developed writing, leaving us with no written records. Therefore, archaeologists are essentially unraveling the mysteries of this era. The beginning of the Prehistoric Age is in some ways debatable, but it spans until around 3000 BC, when people invented or learned about writing. But let's rewind to the very beginning. When or how does history even begin? What even is history?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Sorry, where were we? Right. If we consider history as everything that has ever happened, we could start with the creation of the universe 13.8 billion years ago. At least that is what we currently think. Or maybe start with what has happened on our planet. Then we should focus on Earth's formation 4.8 billion years ago. But in fact, history is usually thought of as the history of humanity. In other words, when we talk about history, we mainly talk about this guy. Or them. Oh, well, that's an interesting specimen. Anyway, we are not very interested in other animals in history. We talk about them a little bit, for example, how horses were an important means of transportation before cars were invented, but they are still side characters. The human is like the main character, a superstar. Well, the humans themselves think they're superstars. If history was written by horses, of course the main character would be a horse. So, where and when did humans emerge? Well, to answer this, we have to look into evolution, the gradual change of animal species over time. And when we understand evolution, we also understand how species come into existence, and also how they die out. Living things adapt and change until a new species emerges, and they become extinct when they cannot adapt to change. Anyway, in order to know where we come from, we talk about human evolution, or how the human species was formed. Well, it wasn't random, like there are no humans, there are no humans, there are no humans, and then suddenly, whoa, what? A human? Where did you come from? Nature just doesn't work that way. Everything happens gradually, little by little. You might have heard the claim that humans evolved from apes. But the reality is more nuanced. There is a grain of truth in this, but it's not entirely accurate. Again, it wasn't like a monkey was walking around, conducting its usual monkey business, and then, "How do you do, kind sir? May I offer you some tea and biscuits?" It would be correct to say that humans evolved from an ape-like ancestor. I'll try to explain what that means and what the difference is. This here is our closest relative, the chimpanzee, and here's the bonobo, which is basically just as close. We are very closely related to them, like a cat and a lynx, but we did not evolve from chimpanzees. Humans and chimps, we share a common ancestor. In other words, today's chimpanzees are not our fathers and mothers, but, well, more like brothers and sisters, or even cousins and nieces. And humans, together with their closest relatives, are called apes in biology. So, the common ancestor of humans and chimpanzees lived around 10 million years ago. Well, this of course is very approximate. It could have been 7 million years ago or 13 million years ago. We don't really know for sure. And now you might be saying that, actually this is a history channel and I came here to learn stuff, so please, find out. I don't know why I made you sound like that. But anyways, it's because it's very difficult for scientists to figure these things out, and various scientific methods can lead to very different opinions. The emergence of humans and our ancestors are also studied by very different branches of science. There are archaeologists who look for and study the ancient tools of humans and their ancestors. Then there are
paleoanthropologists.
These guys who study the skeletons of humans and their ancestors that have been found, and there are various biologists, some of whom study and compare the behavior of humans and the ape species, for example. And then there are geneticists who study our genes and those of ape species and try to understand when and why some differences between us arose. In short, many scientists are studying this topic and new discoveries are constantly being made, but there is still a lot that is unclear. And that wraps up today's introductory video. Just a heads up, we will continue this video series in chronological order, but we will also post some videos on other topics from more recent times in between these timeline videos. So next up on the timeline is human evolution and how we started using tools and discovered fire. If you appreciate our content, then please support us by subscribing to the channel and giving the video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon!